let's look at 3 ways we can summarize numerical data in Excel. Data bars, color scales, and icon sets. And it just depends on the data or your preference which one you use. We'll talk a little bit about that later. So a data bar essentially puts a bigger number in a cell when the number in the cell is bigger. A color scale, let's say green, yellow, red, makes the biggest number in the data set be the greenest, and then it becomes slightly less green. Then the numbers in the middle become yellow, and then the smallest number is red, and the numbers that are slightly larger than the smallest numbers are not quite as red. And icon sets are like thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay, so we've got a data set, NBA salaries temp, which contains NBA salaries in millions of dollars for players, probably, I don't know, maybe 2007 season, I'm not sure. Okay, but let's suppose that's the season. Okay, so let's look at highlighting or making sense out of these salaries using data bars. We've copied the same data set 3 times. We're going to use data bars once, color scales, and icon sets. And all 3 of them work very well here. And so, I mean, I'm not sure one is an obvious choice. I think people usually, more often than not, would use icon sets. Okay, so we select this column. We want to put it in a data bar. So I just go conditional formatting, data bar, pick a color. It doesn't matter if it's gradient fill or solid fill. And that's all you have to do. And basically, the biggest number will fill the whole cell if they're positive numbers. Okay, and so Shaquille O'Neal, since he has the highest salary, does he have the highest salary per pound? I'm not sure, but basically we need a VLOOKUP to match up the heights of the player, the weight of the players with the salaries. But his data bar fills the entire cell, and then we see some other people who got paid a fair amount of money. Marbury, Iverson got paid $15 or $16 million. And so they would fill up roughly 3/4 of the cell. Then you have the people with minimum salary, okay, like $400,000 or so, and their data bar is fairly tiny. Now you can go to Manage Rules here and do something interesting. Okay, suppose you want every player who makes above $15 million to have a data bar filling the whole cell, not just Shaquille O'Neal. So you can select this range. You can do conditional formatting, you can do conditional formatting, manage rules, and you can click edit the data bar, edit the rule, or double click the rule. Okay, and now you see here where it says number, you could say the maximum of 15, anything above 15 million will be highlighted. You could also change the color or put a border in. I'm not going to get into all those things. But anything above $15 million, the data bar will fill the whole cell now. So if I click OK and I look at the guys down here, see, anybody who makes over $15 million, it now fills the whole cell. Like Jalen Rose, who you may know from NBA Countdown in row 215. Let's remember Jalen's in row 215 and Shaq in row 153. All right. So now let's do color scale. So we have exactly the same data set. We'll select this. We'll do, let's just do home. Home is where the conditional formatting is, right? Color scales. And I just use green, yellow, red. So the people who really make the least salary are red. Will be the greenest. If you see the Broadway play Wicked, green is a very important color. Great play. Saw Book of Mormon for the second time this week and love that play. It is funny. Okay, and then these salaries are a little bit less green, and then they fade to orange in the middle. I guess we have green, or they go to red here. They go sort of from yellow in the middle. See, if I go to conditional formatting, manage rules, I can see what the color scale was there. Okay, so you see we've got sort of yellow in the middle, green, red. Now I could change the color. The middle half sort of is yellow. Percentile means 50% of the data, as we'll see later. And I could change the colors, but whenever I change the colors, it looks terrible. So where color scales I have found really handy is advising NFL, NBA, and college basketball teams with lineups. In other words, if you look at how well a lineup plays, and the points per 48 minutes it beats the other team, and you use green, yellow, red, you can show the really good lineups in green, the really bad lineups in red. We're taping this during the NBA Finals, and I think that Steve Kerr realized that when he didn't start that not starting Andre Iguodala was really hurting him when LeBron James was on the court. So in Game 4, they switched to starting Andre Iguodala, which the lineup that indicated was a good move, and then that was a key decision if Golden State wins the series. I'm rooting for Cleveland. Hasn't won a title in 61 years. San Francisco's had the Giants in the last few years, so I mean, Cleveland deserves a title. Okay, now let's go to ICONSETS. So that's like thumbs up for good, thumbs down for bad. So if I select this range here, oops, sorry about that. So I would go conditional formatting, okay, ICONSETS, let's do 5 arrows. Okay, so a high salary is going to have a thumbs up, and a sort of moderately high salary is going to have a half thumbs up there. So if I go to, okay, see Jalen Rose here has a half thumbs up. Now the question, you probably would think here, the top 20% of the data would get a thumbs up, right? That's what I thought. The next 20%, a half arrow, half up, etc. Bottom 20%, a full down arrow. That is not what happens. Okay. Okay, you'll see in a second. If I go to Manage Rules, okay, double click it or click Edit Rule. Okay, it says percent. Okay, now what that means is anything in the top 20% of the range from the smallest to the largest number gets the up arrow. Now, why is this bad? Basically, let's suppose the smallest number, it's not 0, but suppose the smallest salary is 0. And the largest salary is 20. Okay, then what that percent means, Excel will divide that range from 0 to 20 into 5 equal regions. And basically, for instance, 16 to 20 would get the up arrow. So Jalen Rose with his $50 million salary didn't get it. 12 to 16, the half up. 8 to 12, the flat arrow. 4 to 8, the half down. And essentially 0 to 4, the all down arrow. Now, why is this bad? Well, suppose only one player made more than $60 million. You would only see one totally up arrow. What we want is the top 20% of the people to sort of get the thumbs up arrow. Again, Jalen Rose and these guys near row 215, they've got really high salaries. They should really have the thumbs up. They're in the top 20% of the league. Okay? Some of them, I'm not sure how they got there. Okay? General managers do make mistakes. All right. So now, let's suppose we want to edit this. So we can select this range, conditional formatting, manage rules, edit rule, change everything to percentile. And then in the top 20%, basically, of the data will get the thumbs up arrow. But we can do a bit more with this before we finish. We can customize the icon sets in Excel 2010 or newer. Okay, see, instead of a boring up gray arrow, how about a beautiful up green arrow? Instead of a boring down arrow, let's use cell phone icons. That seems to be popular now. No service is the main complaint, one of the main complaints we have in life. Okay, and then I could make the flat arrow be something different. I could make it be, I don't know what would be a flat arrow here. I could make it be this. Okay, so you can customize the icon sets. Okay. And also, what we'll talk about reverse icon order in a second. Reverse icon order essentially would mean you want the lowest number to be an up arrow. You don't want a thumbs up for high hospital death rates. That would really get you in trouble. But now you're going to see that Jalen Rose is going to have a thumbs up arrow. So, and notice we've got that flat arrow, and the up arrow is a green arrow. See, I go to Jalen Rose in row 215. He now has the up arrow, so things changed. And if I want to, I can sort on icon sets. Okay, you could just select the column there and go to the sort on icon sets. You can do that. It's very straightforward. But the one thing I want to talk about, how do we handle with data bars, I forgot to do this, negative numbers. So if I were to select here, and I would do negative numbers and data, so let's do data bars. So I do conditional formatting, okay, data bars, look at that. Negative numbers point to the left, positive numbers point to the right. And the most negative number, it fills totally to the left, and the most positive number fills totally to the right. Now, I think they started this with Excel 2010, I'm not sure. Okay, but that shows you how we can summarize numerical data with data bars, color scales, or icon sets. And you have to think about which is best. Think back to our global warming data. Would you use data bars for that? No, because all the temperatures are very close together. The data bars would almost all look roughly the same size. Color scales would be good, and icon sets would be good for that global warming data, but basically data bars would not tell you much. So you really have to think about this. Okay, in the next video, we'll start talking about how you can create your own formats, which is really, really quite cool, using Excel formulas.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and there's a free course, a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, and all of these videos are coming from one of 3 books. So first, this one, which you can see here at the top of the screen, Microsoft's book, which has 355 reviews, and then it's, let's see, 4.6 stars. It's coming from this book as well, his marketing analytics book, which is down here, and you can sort of see 4.5, or his newest book, his analytics stories book, which is here. And with that one, you can see it's 4 point something, or maybe even 5. I don't think it's 5. Yeah, 4.8. And so, yeah, anyways, in the description, there's a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, or you can go to excelwithwayne.com/free, and it'll be there. But again, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just please let us know. Thanks.